Pathological Lying, Self-Reported Experiences by Renee Beach, Raylan Duncan, Dr. Christian Hart, and Dr. Drew Curtis. Presented by Renee Beach. Lying can be defined as a form of verbal deception by which the deceiver attempts to create a false belief in a target. Past studies have revealed that most individuals lie infrequently, telling about 1 to 2 lies per day. The vast majority of lies are told by a handful of people. Hence, the distribution of lying is positively skewed, with most individuals lying very little and a small minority considerably more. Of this minority of individuals inclined to deceive, an even smaller subset of these individuals engage in lying in a pathological or compulsive manner. Although several studies have examined various aspects of lying behavior, such as the frequency, characteristics, and motivation of lies, few studies have focused entirely on the deceptive behavior of pathological liars. This study focuses on the prevalence of interactions with pathological liars, as well as the nature of those interactions, with the aims of contributing to the collection of literature concerning lying and expanding knowledge regarding the nature of pathological lying. We hypothesized that most individuals would report having contact with the pathological liar and that the lies told would be self-serving in nature. Beyond these predictions, our analyses were exploratory in nature. 251 adults were recruited through Amazon Mechanical Turk to complete the survey. The survey questioned whether respondents had ever interacted with a pathological, compulsive, or habitual liar. Respondents also answered 4 open-ended items about the nature of the lies, the manner in which the participants knew the person was lying, the consequences of lying in the deceiver's life, and the consequences of the lies in the respondent's life. 2 independent raters classified the statements as belonging to one of various categories, and a high degree of inter-rater reliability was established. The data supported our initial hypothesis that most people believed they had contact with the pathological liar. Participants estimated that the pathological liars had told approximately 10 lies per day, while they estimated that most other people tell approximately 2 lies per day. On average, they believed that the criteria for pathological lying involved telling 9 or more lies per day. 100% of the responses indicated that the pathological liar had primarily told self-serving lies rather than lies told to benefit another party, thereby supporting our second hypothesis. 2 independent raters classified responses to 4 additional questions. Those data were analyzed with descriptive statistics. The first open-ended question asked respondents what types of things the deceiver lied about. Responses were grouped into one of 4 categories. The first category was lies concerning the self. Lies in this category pertain to the liar's personal details, such as demographics, job position, income, false stories, and possessions. These lies serve to manage others' impressions of the liar, elicit beneficial outcomes for the liar, and were generally a form of self-promotion. The second category was lies concerning others. Lies in this category were related to other people and the liar's social life and activities. The third category was concealment. Lies in this category served to obfuscate the truth and prevent the liar from losing face. The primary goal of these lies was self-protection. The fourth and final category was constant white lies, meaning that the liar consistently told small, seemingly unmotivated, insignificant lies. The majority of lies were lies concerning the self, followed by lies for the purpose of concealment, lies about others, and lastly, constant white lies. The second question asked respondents how they knew the deceiver was lying. Responses were grouped into one of the following categories: body language, which includes cues based on eye or body movements, as well as speech patterns; corroboration with others; unbelievable, meaning that the lies were overly grandiose, contradictory, or inconsistent with previously held information; and lastly, none of the above was used for responses that failed to fit any of the preceding categories. Most respondents reported that they knew the deceiver was lying because the lies were unbelievable, followed by corroborating information with others, speech and body language, and lastly, none of the above. The third open-ended question inquired as to whether lying resulted in negative consequences in the deceiver's own life. Responses were grouped as having no negative effects, having emotional or social consequences, or having tangible consequences in addition to the emotional and social consequences. Most respondents reported that the deceiver experienced emotional and social consequences, while very few reported tangible losses. The final open-ended question asked respondents whether the deceiver's lies affected them personally. Similar to the third question, responses were grouped as having no negative effects, having emotional or social consequences, or having tangible consequences in addition to the emotional and social consequences. The results of this question were also similar to those of the third question, with the majority of respondents reporting emotional and social consequences in their own lives, and very few people reporting tangible losses. This study represents an initial examination of people's experiences with pathological liars. There are no widely accepted diagnostic criteria for pathological lying, and the definitions of pathological lying vary considerably. Overall, most scholars consider pervasive lying as a key criterion for identifying an individual as a pathological liar. The results of this study present the attitudes people hold about pathological liars and the experiences people have had with pathological liars. Those experiences appear to be quite common and overwhelmingly negative. The results may serve as a starting point for understanding the roles that pathological liars play in our society.